Hello Aquarius, I am a little frustrated because I gave this really good reading for you and I wanted to make up the reading for last month because I feel like I didn't connect with all of you as much as I would like to, and it was a very specific reading about postpartum depression, and obviously not all of you are dealing with that, but I gave this great reading and the sound didn't come out. So I wanted to communicate the messages. We'll see if they come through in this second reading. But the messages were, particularly if you are married or have been in a long-term partnership, there will likely be some conversations around long-term potential. I see you working really hard, getting promoted, getting really like aligned with your job and really like in sync and learning all these skills, getting recognized, getting promoted and all of that. And there was a message in the last reading, the one without sound, that I felt made Aquarius question whether or not their partner is on their level or is getting to their level. So it's not necessarily a breakup or a separation, but there will be some discussions and some Aquarians will look at their relationships and see if maybe they have outgrown their partner or if their partnership no longer works for them. Some of you, if you have children in particular, you might be dealing with a partner that is not paying their child support. You may be dealing with a partner who is not doing their fair share to support you, to help support the team, you know. They're not pulling their own weight. So you might be like the boss of a company and your partner might come in with like a job application to Burger King where they're flipping burgers and you're like, you can do better than this, you know. I believe in you. Why don't you believe in yourself? And flipping burgers is not going to, you know, send our kids to college. And there's nothing wrong with flipping burgers. There's a whole thing about, you know, wages and stuff like that that I could get into. But the point is that there's going to be an analysis between you and your partner about just the levels that you guys are on, if you guys are on the same level. So be aware of that. The message was also that you were working too hard. So make sure that you take time out to play, to relax, to not get overburdened, not get overworked. But I'm definitely proud of you guys for you know, working hard and excelling in your field, excelling at your job, and I hope that continues. So Spirit, thank you, thank you, thank you. What are the messages for Aquarius and all of those who love Aquarius for their money, career, and health? One more shuffle with these. This is a love message, by the way, from the Whispers of Love. Yeah, I really wish that last message came through. It had such good things, but we'll see if anything else repeats itself. Next we have angels. What are the messages? What are the angelic messages for Aquarius and all of those who love Aquarius? What is the overall spiritual guidance? What are Aquarians working on their spiritual path? Angels, thank you. Angels, thank you, thank you. And we are done. Spirit, what are the messages for Aquarians and all of those who love Aquarians? Please surround us with the warm, white light of God. Please protect us from all who seek to do us harm. Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all. Spirit, what are the messages for Aquarius and all of those who love Aquarius? I pray that Aquarians are prosperous, abundant, Pray that they have love in their lives and that they reach their maximum creative potential. Spirit, what are the messages for Aquarians and all of those who love Aquarians? Okay, they ready. Right direction. I like that. Forgiveness. Self-belittling. Don't do that. Don't belittle yourself. Spirit, 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 thank you, thank you, thank you. What are the messages for Aquarians and all of those who love Aquarians? Please surround us with the warm, wet, loving light of God. Please protect us from all who seek to do us harm. Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all. What are the messages for Aquarius and all of those who love Aquarians? Spirit, thank you, thank you, thank you. What are the messages for Aquarians and all of those who love Aquarians? Thank you, thank you, thank you. What are the messages for Aquarians and all of those who love Aquarians? One other thing about the previous reading and its previous messages is, and I don't know if I mentioned this or not, I feel like I didn't, is you might be, because it talks about children, you might be showing your feelings as in regards to outgrowing a partner. And you might be having discussions with your partner about staying in this partnership, staying in this marriage until the kids are out of high school. But the messages were that secrets were coming out. They were coming out from you. So, but the messages that were coming out, the secrets that were coming out were like that you felt abandoned, that you felt, you know, that you were the one pulling the weight, that you were unhappy. So any secrets that come out are not going to be a shock because they're going to be your secrets and your fears and pain that have been coming out. Spirit, thank you, thank you, thank you. What are the messages for Aquarius and all of those who love Aquarius? You had Judgment in your other spread. Let's see. And this is kind of along the same lines as what I was saying. The Six of Pentacles reversed paired with the right direction. Interesting. Oh, that's you reversed. Self-belittling yourself. Why? You're awesome, Aquarius. Okay. So, the message I'm getting right now is that there has been, you have overextended yourself. Again, from that last reading, you are putting in more work than the other person is. And it's paired with the right direction, which I'll have to clarify. But the Six of Pentacles is about equal give and take. And in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, it shows a man holding the scales. Could be dealing with a Libra. But he's holding the scales and he's giving his crumbs to beggars. And the message is, or the story behind that is, this is someone who has earned enough money that he's able to give to others. And Aquarians are very giving, very humanitarian, they're very philanthropic. I mean, Oprah is an Aquarius, you know, so it's about giving to those less fortunate, lending a helping hand, buying the world a Coke. So whenever the Six of Pentacles is reversed, then there is an imbalance that's struck. You are giving too much or you are taking too much, but from the reading I got last time and from what I'm feeling now and what I know about Aquarians, my guess is that you were giving too much and you weren't getting back what you wanted in return or what you needed in return. So Judgment talks about the rapture, and Judgment Gabriel blows his horn. He says the end of days are here. Are you going to stay on earth with all its lustful temptations, with all its pain, suffering, with all its cruelty? Are you going to rise above? Are you going to elevate to the next level? Are you going to come with us angels and be part of peace, be part of love, be elevated, be one with God? So obviously the rapture, every time judgment comes, the rapture does not come. But in a sense, we experience the rapture over and over, which is to say, there are moments that happen where we have to decide, are we going to continue to live a life that is not of our highest good, or are we going to elevate to the next level? And through this, whenever it's upright, it says you are going to elevate to the next level. You are going to align with angelic forces, with godly forces. You are going to hear the calling, and you're going to ascend up, and you're going to graduate spiritually. Part of that graduation deals with forgiveness, and what I'm seeing right now is forgiveness within yourself. Perhaps you believed that giving more was the right direction because, like, karmically you would always get it back. But I feel like you're going to have to forgive yourself for, like, maybe there's some guilt about overextending yourself. Maybe there's some guilt about giving too much and letting people walk all over you. Here we have the star is the Aquarius card, and this could be a wish of yours. It could be just you not feeling like yourself. When I see self-belittling, I'm seeing the shadow side of Aquarius, which is in regards to this spread, what I'm seeing. You know, I think Aquarians think they're too weird for friendships, like they're always outsiders, and they fear that they're not connecting with anyone, but they really do make really good friends and really sweet partners. And what I said in the reading without sound is that so many of my Aquarian friends, at least the women, I see them with these jerks, and maybe it's something that Aquarians have had to work through karmically, but they are just these, like, sweethearts, sweet people who end up with guys who don't treat them right and are a little abusive, and they see the best in them because I feel like Aquarians see the best in everyone, you know. Aquarians are like brotherly love, believe in humanity, and sometimes humanity is the devil. Humanity is, like, we're stuck on this earth. We all have, like, these devilish qualities, you know, and our journey throughout this earthly experience is to align with the higher forces, you know. So our journey is to learn things spiritually. Like, Earth is the hardest planet to live on. There's so many life lessons, so many tests of character, so many tests of soul, and it's hard. Human suffering is hard. It's painful. But it really trains you to be strong, like spiritually strong in the next lifetime, wherever that is. None of us know for certain, right? But these trials, these tribulations, these life lessons only help you ascend to the next level. If you don't align with them, if you don't learn them, then you are stuck to earth. You're stuck to the ground. You're stuck to the devil. The devil is stuck to earth. The devil got kicked out of heaven because he wasn't aligned spiritually, and he has to stay on earth. So You had the devil in your last reading too. But what I want to emphasize is with the Star card is about hope and faith. And sometimes Aquarians put too much faith in others because of that brotherly love, because they believe the best in people, because I think ultimately they are aligned spiritually. They have like this antenna to a higher plane that not everyone has. And they know it's achievable to get there. But not everyone like catches up. And so I think with the self-belittling, you might be beating yourself up for like being duped, being fooled by someone, believing them too much. Like, why did I have so much hope in them? They disappointed me so much. And what does that say about me? Like I'm stupid to, you know, believe them. But don't, because you're great. It doesn't have anything to do with you. It has more to do with them. So let's see what your spiritual messages are. Your spiritual message from the angels. You have Angel Isaiah, and Isaiah says, "It's a good time to give birth to new ideas and situations in your life. I am watching over you, guiding you, and protecting you during these changes." So you're going through changes, Aquarius. Let me read, where are you? Isaiah for further clarification. Isaiah says, "You are ripe with new possibilities and you feel an urgency to push into new territory." Excuse me, beloved one, your new and exciting life changes are inevitable. There is no turning back. Instead of playing it safe, you decided to move forward. That is why I am with you right now, giving you the extra courage and comfort that you need. However, there is no need to rush. This is the time of incubation where nature can allow everything to grow in its innate rhythm. Be assured that your life change will hatch at just the right moment. In the meantime, know that God and the angels are watching over you. You are safe and very loved. Congratulations on the birth of this new period of your life. So I think this goes back to judgment. You know, it's a new period where you have graduated on to the next level. You have learned a life lesson. You have elevated yourself and you're on to the next step. And so perhaps, you know, after ascending or through this process of ascending, I wouldn't worry too much about rushing the process. Just kind of surrendering, allowing God to ease you into this transition. So let's see. Spirit, 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 thank you. What can you tell us about Isaiah, about the Six of Pentacles reversed in the right direction? Thank you, thank you, thank you. This transition is the right direction. Spirit, thank you, thank you, thank you. What are the messages for Aquarius and all of those who love Aquarius? Please surround us with the warm, white, loving light of God. Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all. Please protect us from all who seek to do us harm. Please give us God-given guidance for Aquarius and all of those who love Aquarius. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What are the... Can you please clarify right direction in the Six of Pentacles reversed for Aquarius and all of those who love Aquarius? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, girl. Oh, no, that's right. We have the Hierophant reversed, the Knave of Swords, and the Eight of Wands. So, Aquarius, I see that you are going about things in an unconventional way. We have the Hierophant reversed, which is like, I mean, no surprise because Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is a planet of weirdos. You guys just do things differently, you know? So, you are going about this in a different way. I'm going to have to pull more clarifiers because I see you might be doing some spying on social media. You might be communicating fast in social media. I also want to point out this went for September's reading and for the no sound reading for October. I have a pregnant woman here, so pregnancy is probably significant for a big number of you. You know, a lot of these YouTube readings say that pregnancy and babies and children are significant to Libra too, but like, not in my life. So, obviously, it's not all Aquarians, but if it is you, then you know who I'm talking about. Like, maybe you had a baby out of wedlock or something, and so there was no contractual obligation to give child support. So now you're spying on the baby daddy, kind of bombarding him with messages. That's for a few of you. Spirit, can you give us further clarification on the right direction, Six of Pentacles reversed, and Isaiah? For Aquarius, no, I love Aquarius. 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, and 5 of Wands. So, you're waiting on a decision from this other person. This other person has, I think you're in a position where you're single and you're, I guess this goes for single Aquarians. If you are single, then you are like living a life that not a lot of your friends live. Living a life that your friends and family may not understand. This is spying too. Like, he's spying and he's spying. You see this? I don't know if this auto zooms, autofocus. But it's 2 spying cards. So there's definitely some spying, whether from you or from someone else. I do feel like it's you. And I feel like you're competing with someone's attention, trying to break through this door. You're trying to break through a wall of theirs. So you're sending all these messages, but also spying in a sneaky way. It's very sneaky. Let me think. You could be dealing with a Taurus. You could be dealing with another Libra, or another Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini. Isaiah says, I am watching over you, guiding you, and protecting you during these changes. So perhaps this is Isaiah watching over you, or perhaps you are watching over someone through changes within themselves. This was not as clear of a message as your last reading, but bear with me. I want to give you the best message possible. So let's break it down one card at a time. The 9 of Pentacles is the single woman card. She has cultivated a life for herself where she has a comfortable house, she has a car, a good job, she gets to enjoy all the luxuries of life, she gets her nails done, gets a pedicure, she is able to provide for herself and extra. And it doesn't have to be that she's single. If for those of you in a relationship or married, this also just means that you practice self-care, that you take care of yourself, that you are a strong woman or a strong man, but mostly women watch these videos. You are a strong person who can take care of themselves. Here she is hosting an event where a couple is coming into her home. The Hierophant reversed is, the Hierophant upright is church, is a priest, is doing things by the book. It is tradition, it is doctrine, it is cause and effect. It's X plus Y equals Z. The Hierophant's partner is the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is probably more your style. The High Priestess kind of, well, she definitely studies tarot and the occult and all the intuitive arts, but she is not so much by the book as she is someone who uses her internal compass, who uses her intuition. But the Hierophant uses the Bible. The Hierophant uses the rule of law. They use very specific laid out rules. So when it's reversed, it's breaking those rules, not going by those rules, doing something differently, doing something that suits you. It's someone who is a free thinker, a little rebellious, unconventional. So this lifestyle where you have earned a life all by yourself may not be the traditional way your loved ones do it, but you have accrued a sense of self-worth that they might not know themselves, that they might not relate to. Next we have the Knave of Swords, and the Knave of Swords is an old soul. It's someone that's your inner child. So your inner child for air signs is a child who is very smart for their age, like wise beyond their years. They say really philosophical things to their parents, and their parents are like, whoa, it's like an indigo child, you know? And this child is mature for the other children, but the thing about the Knave of Swords is that they can often feel abandoned. If I see it reversed, I call it my orphan child, but because they're so wise beyond their years, they don't always fit in with their peers. So they can feel out of place. They can feel like nobody really loves them. So this may be your child. You may be dealing with a child who is a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, or this could be your inner child that you're healing. The Knave of Swords also speaks of spying, like I said, particularly on the internet. It can also be a message. So a message on the internet, I do see very possible likelihood that it is a message, because the Eight of Wands signifies messages. But the Knave of Swords is like lurking on Facebook. And the Eight of Pentacles is about someone who has worked really hard to craft their skill. So they have, in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, it shows a man who is chiseling away at these 8 coins, and he's done it so often and so consistently that it's so easy for him to replicate coin after coin and do it flawlessly. This could also go in with the message of building a lifestyle for yourself and the no sound reading of working really hard. When it's paired with the Knave of Swords, you might feel as though you've been working really hard and you're the only one who's been working hard? Do you feel abandoned? But they're both spying, you know? So I feel a strong spy vibe. The Eight of Wands sometimes signifies Cupid's arrows of love. Here in the 78 Doors deck, we have two women who are looking over different keys. So it's like 8 keys. Well, more than 8 keys. And it's keys to different doors. And the Eight of Wands is a very swift, quick-moving energy. So fast messages might be coming in. And you might have to compete with someone. Like you may see, if you're doing this spying online, you may see a lot of messages to a person you're spying on and feel like competitive, you know? Like it's this competitive, the Five of Wands is a competition card. It's a very sports type of card. And it's interesting because here we have all these keys on the table, and then in this card we have a man with a rubber mallet and a brick wall, and you can't get through this brick wall with all these keys, right? You have to use your force. You have to break it down. No key in the world is going to open this gateway. So it's going to take more than messaging. It's going to take like a fire within you. Like messaging alone will not get through to this person or get through to this goal. Let's look at the other cards and see what they have to say. Okay. In your money and career message, we have the magical map shifter reverse. So let me read that for you guys. 52. And with the reverse messages in this deck, I like to read the whole message together. I don't know why. It just seems to like bring the message full circle than just reading the reverse version. Okay, the magical map shifter says, Spirit orchestrates everyone's destiny. When the magical map shifter card arrives, it comes with a mission to make you aware of the people who come into your life to impact your personal growth. Perhaps you meet a soulmate whose presence invites you to be the best you that you can be, or someone who leads you out of difficulty and into a place of safety or success. Pay attention to those individuals who cross your path today and cause you to reflect on your journey. Be awake and aware, and you'll recognize them for the important change agents they are. Your whole perspective about who you are and why you're here will shift. The magical map shifter always initiates you to be a better version of yourself. Excuse me. It kind of goes along with Judgment, right? Elevating to the next level. And see what it says about reversals. Reverse, the magical map shifter card may bring you the opposite of what you seek. Perhaps you're in denial about your situation and refuse to see the truth, or maybe you have been traveling down a path that has constantly led you to a field of poppies, where you fall asleep and dream of desires that never find their form. To have the life you really want, you must match its vibrational energy and resonate with it. Perfect for Aquarians. Aquarians are very vibrational, very like, have to tune their antenna. I love that. Sometimes our greatest hurts and disappointments are what awaken us to our need to shift our higher frequency. If your heart aches because someone is breaking it, this discomfort will lead you to a more authentic life. Don't linger in the pain or blame the magical map shifter for alerting you to the illusion you clung to. Know that treasure lies elsewhere and can be recovered once you've healed the wound that is reflected in those who come to you as a catalyst for growth. As you experience yourself transforming into a higher version of yourself, you'll come to understand that you're always fortunate when you meet up with the magical map shifter. So there's definitely a big change that's taking place in your life. It's ascending you to the next level. You need to practice forgiveness, and it feels like a really shitty situation at the moment, right? It feels very uncomfortable. It feels like you're losing out on the things that you want. Here we go. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Aquarians. This is a little different message, but oh my goodness. You got that in your last reading too. Spirit, Spirit, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Could you give us clarity on forgiveness, judgment, and the magical map shifter? Thank you. Could you give us clarity on judgment, forgiveness, and the magical map shifter? One more card, please. Thank you, Spirit. One more card. Okay. Ten of Pentacles. You had that in your next one. Okay, so in your health, your career, and your money, you have a disappointment that you must forgive to reach to the next level. A disappointment that's actually going to line you to a better path. And here we see the Three of Swords. And in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, it's 3 swords stabbing a heart. It talks about pain, loss, grief, like a lot of suffering. It's a sad card, but it's like evaluating your suffering. In this particular deck, it's a little more bitter. It shows an old woman who is poking I always thought it was a pincushion, but it looks like it's a voodoo doll. So she's really like bitter and sad and poking this voodoo doll. So it is definitely like, I do definitely see a need to forgive this situation that didn't work out. This situation, however painful it was, it's given you a choice, or it's presented a choice. In this deck, it shows a nun who has a baby left on her doorstep in the rain. So the obvious choice is to take it in and raise it in the orphanage, right? There was a message in the no sound reading in which one partner wasn't pulling their weight. If you have children with someone and they aren't pulling their weight, they aren't paying child support, you feel like stretched to the brim and you can't, you're working so hard, and whenever you come home you have to like clean up after your kid, or you have to take them to their soccer game when the partner can damn well take them to the soccer game themselves. So it's stuff like that. And the message I got with this card in the last reading is it's okay to step back for a while. I mean, obviously not neglect your child. You know, not leave your child on a raining doorstep. Don't abuse your child, please, Aquarius, and don't give it up for adoption. But because you're so giving, because you're so, you know, humanitarian, philanthropic, ready to give and do, you can have a tendency to overextend yourself. So there is no harm in falling back on your responsibilities in regards to children so that the other partner can step up and fulfill those responsibilities. And you might have to have a discussion with your partner to, you know, fulfill those duties if they don't step up and, you know, if they leave their kid out in the rain. But the point is that you shouldn't do all the work. You are one parent in this situation, and you don't have to do it all by yourself. And that requires forgiveness within yourself to pull back from your children And it's going to help your health. It's going to help the health of your family and your child, because you're not hovering, you're not exhausted. And here we have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is incremental progress. It's saving $40 from each paycheck, and then, you know, 20 years from now you have a great nest egg. And investing it, of course. But it's slow and steady progress. It's building a life for yourself where you can, you know, buy an RV whenever you retire and travel across country. It's the long haul. It's the distant future, you know. And so this choice you're making, this process that you're going through, even if it's painful, this is going to align you to a, like, more security within your future, more security within yourself. And Pentacles is money. Pentacles is resources. So it's not only money, it's time too. It's time, it's, you know, chores. And so by stepping back, as much as it may hurt you, it helps you spread out the time. It helps you spread out the work and the effort. It helps you spread out your resources so that you don't use everything up at once. Let me see if I'm getting any other messages from this. For some of you, you may have to give children up for adoption, or you may be faced with a custody battle where you may have to give custody to the partner. But I feel like if, I didn't get this message in the last reading, but if you're going through a custody battle and you do have to give it to the other partner, then that's actually going to be a better choice for everyone. And you have to practice forgiveness within yourself and within your partner to trust in that decision. Okay, for your love reading, let's see. We have patience. Let's see what the Whispers of Love Oracle has to say. Girl, this is my message for like the past year. I'm impatient as hell. And anyway, okay. Your love message is have patience. Love is patient and kind, always. Work towards having patience. If you are lacking patience with others, remember that they are human and different from you. If the impatience has to do with an outcome, your prayers are answered. Be a little more patient at this time. I need to practice it too. It is not my strong suit. I feel like, in regards to love, you're self-belittling yourself. You're putting yourself down for things not going your way. Like something, you feel like something's wrong with you. When it's just a matter of timing. I mean, if it says have patience, you know, it's just a matter of pulling back. And that kind of goes with that forgiveness card as well. Just forgiving everyone in the situation, having patience. Not everyone works in our time, you know. And you may feel like, a message I got for the singles in the no sound reading was that you've been going on these dates, but none of them are long-term potential. And so it was putting, you know, that can affect your self-worth. Like, why isn't it working for me? I keep going on these dates. What's wrong with me? But it's a matter of trusting in the overall plan and maybe slowing down a bit, or perhaps having patience in the process you're going through with yourself, like the changes within yourself. Spirit, can you give us clarity on the Star Reverse, self-belittling, and have patience? Thank you, Spirit. Can you give us clarity on the Star reverse, belittling, and have patience? Ooh! You have Judgment again at the bottom of the deck. Judgment can also indicate someone coming back from the past, like resurrecting something from the dead. Knight of Pentacles. You had this in your last one, so you could be dealing with a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Capricorn was very strong in the last reading. 8 of Swords reversed. Okay. Aquarius. If you are doubting, you had that one in the last one too. So there may be an immature energy from this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They may be a little immature sometimes. They may take, like, they may be slow as a slug, which goes with the message I got in the no sound reading, which is, are they at your level? Are they long-term potential? Are they in your league still? You know, you may have dated this partner for a long time and they just have not reached the level of professionalism that you have reached. They're like, the speed's changed. Life paths moved in different directions. So there could be two things. The Ace of Wands is a new passion, a new flare-up, a new spark, a new, like a new idea for something creative, a new, wands are sexy cards, so it could be someone like a new, new sexual attraction, new, what am I trying to say? A new feeling in your loins. But it's like something, it's like a flash in the pan with this spark, because we have the Knave of Pentacles reversed. So it's like a false start to something, a false, I don't know, just be aware of that. I can't really describe it right now. Let's move on. So the Knight of Pentacles is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If it's not a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, it can also be someone who moves slow. You feel like they're never going to make a move on you. It could also be a feeling, if you're single and still looking, that this is never going to happen for me, which goes with the Patience card. I think it is so cute how this little girl is in a lily pad. So sweet. You might also be dealing with Pisces. I see a little fish here. But in any case, it's like, when will it ever happen for me? You might also be getting, you might be receiving gifts from a partner. You might also have a new job opportunity that sparks a new sense of passion within yourself, so that you can, particularly this, I'm getting this message for Aquarian males. Perhaps you got a new job, and what was keeping you, like, you had like a kind of a low sex drive because you were, you had some troubles on the job, like troubles with your finances, some bad luck, maybe going through some unemployment or something like that, and it lowered your sex drive, and so you know, you didn't feel as confident to take women out on dates. You didn't feel as confident to provide for women, to provide for the one you love. And so getting this new job opportunity, you're going to get your freak on again. And I see right here we have the 8 of Swords reversed, which is great. You had this in your last reading, in the no sound reading, but you had it upright, which means feeling trapped. When it's reversed, it's like you're not feeling trapped. So this new spark, this new person coming in, this new job, whatever it is, there's something new that's afoot. That's approaching. It's going to be slow, but it's approaching. And it's going to bring you out of feeling trapped, which is great. I love that. Too much. Spirit, give me 2 more cards, please, just to clarify a little bit. But don't put yourself down in this process. Really don't do it. I love Aquarians so much. One of my favorite signs. Like, most of my friends are Aquarians. Aquarians, Libras, or Sagittarians. Or Leos. But really, don't put yourself down. Because you're the best. I love you so much. And it's not your fault. Draw reverse, belittling, and have patience. One more shuffle. Ten of Cups reversed. Ugh. And the King of Cups reversed. King of Cups reversed could be a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. King of Cups reversed is a man who is either moody, and could be a man or a woman. These gender things, you know, are kind of general, but a masculine energy that is, they can be moody, controlling, manipulative, needy. They can also hide these feelings really well, so they can pretend like they don't care when they do. I am dealing with Cancer. I know all about it. I know how frustrating it can be, but we love them, right? Because when they're upright, they're sweeties, and they're big old teddy bears, and they're the warm, like, they're just the sweetest people you'll ever meet. Best huggers. Very sensitive to, you know, all of our problems, all of our unemotional air sign problems. They're the, like, emotional balance, you know, but reversed, you know, they're the shadow side of emotions. So you could be dealing with an over-emotional person. You could equally be over-emotional at this time. I'm sad that this Ten of Cups is reversed. Ten of Cups is the happily ever after card. This is kind of the same message that I had with the last reading, which is, and when I see this Knave of Pentacles reversed, this Ten of Cups reversed, and this King of Cups reversed, it's like, you love this person. You love this person, but are they good for the long haul? Are they gonna be your happily ever after? And I know the message is to have patience, but you're going, this process, I feel like you're going to have to evaluate what it means to be in your distant future with anyone. If you're single, then I think this is a time to speculate as far as what it's going to take for a new person to come into your life so that you can have that stability for the long haul. If you're in a relationship with them, I think it's time to look at your relationship and to have discussions about where it's going, even if you're married to them, you know, like just reevaluate, are we all on the same level? Like, I feel like both of you might have changed, and so there needs to be some evaluation as far as, can we keep going, like, can we keep moving together after these changes? I can't say yes or no. I don't like to say yes or no, but there definitely needs to be a discussion. Throughout this discussion, though, it's important to remember not to blame yourself, just to accept that you have changed, that they have changed, that the relationship has changed, and to forgive yourself, to forgive them, and to not take it personally, but to do what's best for you for the long term. So let's see. I think there needs to be some forgiveness in regards to your family, your upbringing, like particularly the religion you grew up in that you might be rejecting now. Not necessarily converting back to it or, you know, believing in those tenets, but to forgive your parents in some way. To forgive how they brought you up, to forgive, you know, the lies you feel like you've been told. Like, to your parents, they were truths. But, you know, to you, as you grew up, you realized they just weren't your truths. They were your parents' truths. They weren't your truths. And I feel like you need to awaken to that. Like, your parents are these lambs. Your parents are just, like, well-meaning people, possibly ill-informed, who are just shepherded maybe by the wrong people, you know? That doesn't mean you have to be. Also, it is great to be a single lady, right? Beyonce should have put a ring on an independent woman. But don't stay alone for too long. Don't hold on to your independence for too long, that you end up this bitter old hag sticking pins in voodoo dolls because no one loved you right. Don't end up like that. I think perhaps you're looking for a job that is more creative, that puts you more on your life purpose. Now's a good time to apply. Although I don't know if you'll break through these doors. I don't see that from what I'm feeling right now. But knocking on the door, you know, worst they could do is say no or not answer. So those are the messages from those cards. Let's see what we got here. All of these people are facing this Ten of Cups. So a happy ending is definitely on your mind. The long haul is definitely on your mind. A you know, wedding, togetherness, future with someone is definitely on your mind. I love how it says tattoo here. Don't they have two T's in tattoo? Or am I spelling it wrong? There was a strong Capricorn message in your last no sound reading. There's a goat here. So, again, you could be spying on a Capricorn. Or Capricorn could be spying on you and you have the Knight of Pentacles. The message as far as giving up some responsibilities so that your partner can take on responsibilities in regards to your children. Here I'm getting the message that your children are a gift, and if you always do the responsibilities, if you always clean up their drool, if you always spank their butts, well, people don't spank their butts anymore. If you always send them in timeout, if you always take them to soccer practice, if you're the parent who does everything, then they don't become a gift anymore, right? They become a burden. They become a hassle. So by giving up some of these responsibilities, by sharing the responsibilities with your partner, your children are going to become a gift again to you. Because they won't be a hassle. You won't be like sick of them. And I love kids. I mean, I tutor. I haven't tutored as much as I used to, but I used to tutor every Saturday. And I love kids. They're so funny. They're so sweet. And they have this like life wisdom that adults don't have. And they're just so pure. But they are wild. They're out of control. So, you know, if you're doing everything, then I can see, like, resenting them on some level. Or, I don't know if resentment is the word, but just getting burnt out on, you know, these people that, these little ones, you know, that could be joys in your life, but have turned into hassles in your life. I see a possible divorce here. Maybe some of you are going through a divorce and your kids aren't taking it well. They might be seeing you or your partner dating again and they don't like it. I also want to say this is kind of a like not traditional way to look at it. Some might call me insensitive for saying this, but it's a silver lining. Sometimes getting divorced is like the best thing parents can do because you get that alone time, right? Like whenever you have this custody battle, if you are in fact having a custody battle, I know some of those messages came out. But if you share custody with someone, man, you get alone time again, you get freedom, you get to get your freak on with someone without the kids being in the house. So take advantage of it. Don't drink your problems away. Sorry, that was my dog. Getting the message that you shouldn't overdrink, or quite possibly there might be an alcohol problem with your partner or your ex. No, hey, thank you. But if you are the one over drinking, I think it's going to cause some fears and anxieties that are unnecessary. Honey. You may feel as though a partner, if this is, again, a custody battle, and you're going through a divorce where you're splitting the children, you may feel as though your partner is being intrusive, trespassing. They might be, like, overstepping their bounds. They might be showing up when they don't call first, stuff like that. Change the locks, girl. Change the locks. I would also advise, if that's the case, to have discussions with your partner that they should take advantage of the custody too. That they should take advantage of that alone time to relax themselves. Just like a balance of time. We have the Six of Pentacles here. So that might be an equal give and take of your time. Not necessarily money, but working out a schedule that works for both of you, where you're not overspent and where you have an ability to be by yourself and, you know, have your own space. Well, thank you so much, Aquarius. I love you so much, and I really appreciate all the likes, comments, shares, subscribes. I hope this was a better reading than last month. And again, I apologize for not getting sound in that other great reading, but I feel like this was a great reading too. And I hope at least one message came through for all of you. I love you very much. Thank you so much, and I will see you again next time. Bye!